All right, happy Monday, everybody. It's Monday afternoon. I had a bunch of errands to run this morning, so just getting on the door again today. So what I've done so far, I spent the last half hour. I probably should have videotaped it, but I took the dolly and I was pounding over here and on dents, and I was reaching way in and I was pounding on dents. And I think I took a bunch of little tiny dents out of the door. And then, I don't know if you can see it this way or if I got to stand the door up. But if you recall, I thought this was bent in. Where's my hand? Bent in this way. And sure enough, if you look down this way, it was curved up. I hammered on this, kind of straightened it out. But you could see that when the door is in the cab, you could see that this kind of was pushed in a little bit. So this door's taken a lot of abuse. In fact, I contacted a few people on Marketplace who were selling how do I say it? Like big trucks, the dualies, because they have the same cabs. And they were selling them pretty cheap. And I just, one guy, his door, he already sold the doors and the glass. And I contacted a guy in New Hampshire and asked him what the condition of the doors is. He's got a dually that he's selling pretty cheap. Now, I can't take the entire truck. So if he says the doors are in good condition, what I want to do is say, hey, let me come up and just take some parts off for what you're paying, what the cost of the truck is, or close to it. I'll take the doors, the windshield, the hood, and everything under the hood that I can get my hands on, except the motor. I don't want the motor. It's a straight 6. But like the radiator and the core support and all that stuff, and a lot of nuts and bolts and little things that you just can't seem to get. And on these doors here, I'm missing this trim piece right here. And I don't know why it's missing, but it is. And of course the glass is broken. So if I can get some new doors, even if they're in worse condition on the bottom than mine are, if it's got that top piece and a working mechanism with good glass, it might be worth it to me, depending on the price. So I think what I'm going to do now is continue welding on the bottom of the door and fabricating, getting my mess straightened out over here, and work on that today. So full disclosure, I had this patch in yesterday. I didn't like the way it was coming out. Plus there was some damage above the patch. So I just cut it out and made the hole bigger. I'll make a bigger patch. I'm thinking about doing the same thing here, but I seem to have good material to weld to when I put that patch in, that small patch. And then over here, I think I'm thinking about making this patch even bigger. So I see a hole here. I got my damage here. So why not connect all this with a decent sized patch, And of course I have all down here. But I think I'm gonna reach in with the core seal and just coat that, and shouldn't get any worse. And it is what it is, How much time you want to spend on this door. And still, if I find another door, if one falls out of the sky, I might be replacing it anyways. But I like pounding out those dents. I almost wish I videotaped it for you guys. So I made a template with the cardboard. I'm going to cut it out of this piece of 18 gauge I got. I had a 4x8 sheet of this stuff, and I'm down to this little piece and that little piece there. But hopefully I won't need much more. We'll see how this goes. I gotta tell you, it took me a half hour to line that patch up. I finally got it flush. Corners are right. Flush. Magnets are all in place. If I get, I think, 3 or 4 good tacks in there, then it'll hold. So I gotta go set the welder up now. You know what? That didn't come out too bad. This is kind of some of my best work yet. I can still keep filling in here and in here, next corner. Or I could slather some filler over that. Nobody ever know. But I got a hole here. This is rust. This is rust. And I'm sure everybody's saying, why don't you just make a giant patch? It's just flat stock from all the way over here to all the way over here. I probably should have done that in hindsight. But that's fine. It's good for now. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do down here. What I really should do is peel this hem up and slide a piece underneath it and then weld the 2 new pieces together. But I probably won't do that. I'll probably just go ahead and make this patch right here, this little one. Fill in over here, grind this out so it's smooth. Move on to over here and seal that up. I can't even tell you how many hours I've been at this, but here's the next patch. I welded this little tab on, kind of keeps it flush, and I used a magnet on the other side. I'm going to put some tacks in here, and I'll probably have to tack something to this and pull it out and close this gap right here a little bit before I weld it. Well, like everything else on this project, it's far from finished. The more I sand and grind, the more holes I find. They're everywhere. So, you know, should I have bought a patch? I don't know. But that's enough for today. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to take me an hour to clean this place up. I still got to go to the store and get something for dinner. Thanks for watching.